If you're looking for a 30% VA rating, you might want to try one of these claims: asthma, cubital tunnel, GERD, bilateral pes planus, or IBS. Why is a 30% VA rating important? For starters, when you get to 30%, you get to add dependents. You don't get to add dependents at 10% or 20%. Another reason you might want to get a 30% rating may move you up the ladder a little bit, might get you into a play for a TDIU claim, or it might get you into the Hundo Club if you have a 92% rating and you need 3 more points. So the first one is asthma. VA will use 38 CFR 4.97, diagnostic code 6602. To get a 30% VA rating for asthma, you must have one of the following. And FEV stands for forced expiratory volume. FEV1 of 56 to 70% predicted, or FEV1 / FVC of 56 to 70%, or daily inhalation or oral bronchodilator therapy, or inhalational anti-inflammatory medication. I have an example of a 30% rating on the screen, and then I also have the diagnostic code. You could check this out. I'll put a link in the description to the ECFR. This is the law. This is where all the ratings come from. If you have any questions, hit me up in my boot camp. You can join at combatcraig.com. Next up is cubital tunnel syndrome. Here's an example of a 30% rating for cubital tunnel syndrome. This was done on a pre-discharge exam. So doing this right, complaining about it before you get out, this is a nice way to get a 30% rating. VA will use 38 CFR 4.124A, diagnostic code 8616. Cubital tunnel syndrome is rated as ulnar neuritis because it affects your ulnar nerve. Runs right through your elbow here, right? A 30% rating is warranted for moderate incomplete paralysis of the ulnar nerve in the major upper extremity in the dominant arm. So this is a 30% rating for the dominant arm. Mine's right, and I also have it here. You'll know if you have ulnar nerve damage because this finger gets completely numb, and then half of this finger gets numb. So if you have that, this might be a good claim for you. Here's the diagnostic code for you, 8616, and this 30% is for the moderate rating. Gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, 30%. GERD is analogously rated as hiatal hernia under 4.114, the schedule for rating disabilities, under the digestive system, and its diagnostic code 7346. Analogous ratings are given to conditions that are not specifically listed in the rating schedule. Instead, the VA will assign a rating under the closest diagnostic code to the condition. So this is why, if you're researching GERD and you're like, I wonder why it's hiatal hernia or hernia hiatal, that's why it's an analogous rating. The symptoms for a 30% rating for GERD are persistently recurrent epigastric distress with dysphagia, pyrosis, and regurgitation, accompanied by substernal or arm or shoulder pain, productive of considerable impairment of health. You want to watch the and or statements with all these ratings, and then I also included the CFR regulation here, 7346, hernia hiatal. Bilateral Pes Planus. Here we have a 30% rating, service connected for bilateral Pes Planus, claimed as bilateral flat foot condition. VA will use 38 4.71A, diagnostic code 5276 for bilateral Pes Planus. Veterans with pronounced unilateral flat feet are rated at 30%. To be considered pronounced, your condition cannot be helped by using shoe supports, and both feet must be affected. That's what that means. So when you're doing anything with your feet, you want to make sure you go get the inserts prescribed because they're going to be looking for the inserts, the shoe inserts, and they'll probably help you anyway. They don't take away the pain, but they make it easier to walk on my feet. Get the inserts. It's in the law. That's where this comes from. Here's the reg, 5276, flat foot acquired, and then unilateral. is a 30% rating. Irritable bowel syndrome. Here's a rating for IBS. This one was claimed as chronic diarrhea, but they combined GERD and IBS. I wanted to show you this example because these are actually two separate ratings, but you need to have your doctor pull apart the symptoms so you can get a 30% rating for IBS and a 30% rating for GERD. You can get both, but they like to combine them, so here's the example. For irritable bowel syndrome, VA will use 38 CFR 4.114, diagnostic code 7319. Veterans will get a 30% rating for IBS if they exhibit severe symptoms such as diarrhea or alternating diarrhea and constipation. That's the one that I have, and that's how I think about it, and I explain. If you have the alternating, then that shows that you're in constant pain on a daily basis. It picks up the constant abdominal distress. It picks up everything. So alternating diarrhea and constipation. And then here's the reg down here, 7319. It's rated under irritable colon syndrome. This is another one that's an analogous rating, and it shows you what you need to have. And again, it's basically alternating diarrhea and constipation. If you need to appeal your VA claim, check out Hill and Ponton at hillandponton.com. See if they can help you out. Also, if you're at Camp Lejeune between 53 and 87, you may be eligible for additional benefits. Links for both of those are in the description. Don't forget to sign up for my boot camp if you want to learn more about my process, which is the VA claims process. You're going to need medical evidence to win your VA claim. If you're missing a diagnosis, severity of your symptoms, or a nexus, and your doctor won't do it for you, send an email to Second Strata and see if they can help you with your missing medical evidence.